Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm quite excited about this video because yeah, I'm good, I'm healthy, and I have just finished fighting COVID-19. So yeah, I'm quite excited. I'm really grateful to God. I think personally it wasn't easy, and I don't know someone else or the person I infected, or the person I passed on um, my COVID to, or the person I gave COVID-19 had it better than I did. So the symptoms were a bit mild, but mine was like there. So I personally like to think that's one of those asymptomatic people, anyways, or probably from whom I got COVID-19 because I hadn't been in contact with anyone who was sick, and the authorities were not calling me to check. So probably had contact with someone who was asymptomatic and didn't show symptoms, but I don't know. So yeah, that being said, I had COVID. I didn't know I had COVID, and we don't know from where I got COVID. So somebody had COVID, and yeah, I probably had contact with this person, and the person didn't even know they had COVID. So yeah, but I had symptoms. Like, I was showing all the symptoms, like literally showing all the COVID symptoms. So what are the COVID symptoms? What did I show? So, which is what I want to talk about in this video. So my COVID symptoms, and if you would also want to know what went down, like the real story, like the full COVID-19 story, also let me know. If you also would like to know about the things I did to help me feel better, I would like to keep this video short so that in another video maybe I can show the things I did, how I tried to fight this, the things I took. So like medications, I didn't take any, but like, so the things I took to build my system in this time. Yeah, so yeah, so I think it was Wednesday morning when I got the call that my test is positive. Yeah, so that my test came out positive, and so then I have to go into isolation to protect other people, which I'd already been doing anyways, because since Monday I had started isolating. Even before that I had started isolating. But so what happened was that I had COVID. I didn't even know I had COVID. I think that's like the baseline of the story. I had COVID. I didn't know I had COVID. And so then the person I infected with COVID complained of symptoms, but they were not complaining of symptoms that I think were normal symptoms that I could have passed on. There was rather headache and feeling weak. And I felt like that's how I feel. So if you also have a headache and feel weak, why should you get that for me? So if you have that, then that's wrong. And then I decided to get a test done. So that's how I got the test done. And even by this time, we didn't even know we could get a test done for COVID. But so I called my doctor and said, this is the problem. I don't feel too good. Can she maybe do a test or not? Because I didn't know what to do. And she said, just come into the hospital later. Don't use the main entrance. Go through the back door and stay in the car park. So yeah, so of course, to protect other people, because if you come through the front and you have COVID-19, you give it to other people. So just go through the back and stay in the car park. So I was there, and yeah, I had my test done. And then, like I said, so once I had the test done, then the doctor also said I would say you go into quarantine, don't come out, do nothing until your test results come out. And so yes, so Wednesday my test results came out and I was positive. So what happened? Like, what were my symptoms? Because like I said, I had COVID and gone with my normal life, live my life without knowing that I have it. But I had also been careful, because although I was not feeling well, I always said, in case it's COVID, I don't want to give it to somebody. But a part of you tells you you don't have COVID. And everybody said to me, you don't have COVID. So, we also had this problem where we were not even sure if we had COVID. And we were all in doubt about it. So maybe if you're watching this video, if you can identify some of the symptoms I would mention, if you look say that I think I have some of these symptoms you're mentioning, or even two out of the symptoms is enough. I don't know, because I think, yeah, two out of the symptoms can even be enough for you to have COVID, because I think the virus expresses itself differently depending on the body it gets. So if your body is strong, you probably will not, exhibit any symptoms, or you will not, you would have just one symptom or two, because I can tell you someone who had just two symptoms, which you can say can be due to stress, like literally stress symptoms, just a fever, not even a fever, I feel weak and I have a headache, just these two, and the other person had COVID, like, and I had all. I had all, like it was that bad. So let's jump right into it. What are the COVID symptoms? What should you watch out for when you have COVID? So first things first, when you have COVID, like me, I think mine started with a cough. So I think I had a cough, but I just thought it's flu season, cough and cold, that's normal. And then I had a bit of a cold. Yeah, but these COVID symptoms, I had heard it's some form of, I don't know if it's dry cold or runny cold, or it's like not a normal cold, but I thought I had a normal cold, so that was it. And then what else happened to me? So I had a cough, I had a cold, all at the same time, and then I had headaches. So I was having these terrible headaches. I also didn't think it was anything, because had been complaining of headaches for quite some time. So I didn't think this headache was something different. Again, I thought it was a headache. But maybe to say this, if you have COVID, and like I said, it expresses itself differently depending on the body it gets. I feel like my COVID, or this COVID headache, I didn't feel it like here on my forehead. Sometimes like with migraines, you feel it like coming from here. This COVID headache was here. It was like something in my head. Yes, the COVID headache for me was happening in my head, if you know what I mean. It's just like your head is aching, but when my head is aching, I'm like here. It's like, when you braid your hair, those who braided their hair before, when you braid your hair, how it hurts, and you be going like this on your head. That's how the COVID one felt. It was like something was happening in my head. So that was it also. So I had a headache, and then I had a bit of a fever. So with the fever, I was down for just one day. I think in just one day I had this fever. Later, I think it was okay. I was up and about. So I had a fever. So cough. Let's go over this. Cough. So check for these symptoms: cough, cold. You may have a headache also, and then also a fever, and yeah, I think that's basically it. But one more thing I suffered was shortness of breath. So for me, during the COVID period, is one of the things I had to struggle with, that shortness of breath. And in this period, when this happened, I actually thought I'm losing blood, or it was anemia rather, because I've had to deal with anemia before, and so I just assumed this is anemia. So I took how do they call it? My, like, the blood supplements. So I took like some supplements, or like my iron supplements. Yes, I took my iron supplements, and I didn't feel good. After taking these iron supplements, rather, I felt, at this point I didn't even know that shortness of breath was a COVID symptom. I think I was not familiar with the COVID symptoms at this time. So after taking the iron supplements, I could feel it more. I felt like the struggle was now real. So I told myself, there's something wrong with my iron supplements today. But later I came to find out that I realized it was shortness of breath. Yeah, which I didn't expect or didn't know. So I think, yes, I was talking to my boyfriend, and I was like, I can't really breathe. It's like I'm struggling to breathe sometimes. And then he told me also that, well, he said it what it was. He was like, okay. But at this time, the shortness of breath I knew it was now COVID symptom, because like I said, when I was down, I had no test done. But after the test results came and it was positive, The authorities sent a document to fill in, and then to put all my my details, and to take my temperature every single day for the time I was going to be in isolation. One of the symptoms they wanted to know was this shortness of breath. So that's how I realized that so what was happening to me was rather shortness of breath, and not like, you know, an anemia symptom, that like the blood is not circulating very well or something like this. So yeah, it's how I knew that it was a symptom I had missed. I didn't know also, because I'm sure if I knew this, I could have acted, you know, swiftly or quicker than I did. So that's it. That's basically just all the symptoms I had. And yeah, to help myself, I had to boost my immune system. I wasn't in hospital, and just saying, if your situation is not that bad, and I think normally it gets bad with this shortness of breath, it's why the authorities call every day to know at what stage you are. Because if you have underlying health conditions, like your lungs begin to do something else, like your lungs will just begin to act up. So I didn't have to go. So it's one thing they always try to check when you mention all your symptoms, so that they, if you don't have shortness of breath, it's okay. But if you have it, how is it going? Is it okay? Is it bad? Then they will decide if you need to go into intensive care, or you know, you need doctors or nurses to help you through, or you need oxygen. And also, one of the things I did was to leave my windows open. Like, I opened my windows just to make sure that I have enough air coming in and going out, because I live in like an apartment. The only exit ways in my apartment are my window and my door. And so one is here, one is there. And yeah, I cannot open my door at this time. So I just have to open my windows. I really open the window. You can imagine it's very cold. It's already cold now. So I have to deal with all of that. Just open my window and let the air in and out. So I sit in my room, but I'm all dressed up like I lived in Alaska. Very, you know, have all my warm clothes, everything on. But yeah, because like I said, I really felt like I needed oxygen. Like I needed to help my body. So it's why I did that. And just say that also for the whole COVID period, I really helped my body a lot. Fruits were my best friend. I was taking vitamin D supplements, which I've been doing since living in Europe, because I know I don't have access to sunlight or like that early morning sun again. So like I take vitamin D supplements, and then when COVID started, out of fear, I was even taking it more, or like regular with it. And then yeah, so I think some of these things help me in this time. Just saying, I probably would do a separate video talking about the things I took or the things I did during COVID to help my body. But yeah, that's it. Those are just like my COVID symptoms. And yeah, I hope this video helps someone. Please feel free to like this video, you know, click that subscribe button down there, really subscribe and help my channel grow. And yeah, let me know if there's something else you want to know, or you have a question. And yeah, I'll be happy to help you. And just saying, except for the things you know, that like chloroquine, I just say one more thing. I never took chloroquine because I heard people have died from chloroquine. But there are other things people have done and they didn't die. And like very natural things. So, you know, no medicine. And what I didn't take is any medicine. Like no medicine, no medication, nothing. Just to help myself. So that's one thing I'll also say, that if you know someone who is having it, like just go with all the natural things, you know, all the natural things, you know, probably not kill anybody. Then you could probably keep on with that. So that's it from my side. And yeah, I'm happy that all is well and I'm healthy, I'm out. So yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Feel free to comment. And thank you all, like everybody who wished me well and like wished me a speedy recovery. Thank you to friends, to family who were checking up on me, those who were helping me out with grocery shopping, with everything. Like that was really great. So thank you all, and yeah, see you in my next video.